Hallo, ich bin der Dominik und ihr schaut die Trotteln von der Bar.
Donc on est ici avec Dominik qui a réalisé Attack of the Lederhosen Zombies, qui est selon moi le film le plus frais que j'ai pu voir au BIFFF. Frais dans le sens c'était très inventif, c'était très très bon. So tell me, when you create such a movie and when you write such a movie, the first thing that pops into my mind is where did you find the idea of the mountain and the snowboarders? Because that was awesome.
It actually really happened during a day. I'm from the mountains. I'm from the Austrian mountains. I'm a skier myself, and so I grew up there. And at one day I witnessed, we have this thing called après ski, where you get drunk after skiing on the mountain in a small tavern. So that's a huge thing in Austria. And if you look at these people doing all their silly stuff, it kind of looked like zombies to me. So we made this fun, me and my friend, that we could, jump at them and do a trick and then just chop off their head or something like that. And it really came out of a joke somehow. And then at a certain point I realized, well, this could be a fun movie, so let's give it a shot. Yeah.
The practical effects and the stunts, are they all real stunts and real practical effects, or are there any CGIs in the movie?
There's no CGI in the movie. I mean, you have to distinguish between CGI and compositing, I would say. So the only CGI we used was the blood snow, because you can't create that on set. But the rest of it, everything was shot in camera, and then we did a lot of compositings. Like, we shot the snowboarder jumping towards the zombie, but there was no one standing there, of course. And then we looked at where he was landing and asked the actor to stand exactly there and do the move, and then it's very old school. We always cut at like the last frame before he would hit her face or cross her. So yeah, there were no CGI effects involved. A lot of compositings, but everything was done in camera.
Okay. Did you know the BIFFF before send the movie here?
I knew the BIFFF. I haven't been here before, but I knew it. Yes. I mean, there's Sitges and BIFFF in Europe, so...
Because if I remember well, it was the premiere you made here. So why did you choose the BIFFF to do the international premiere?
It's always, you always try to go for the biggest festival that says yes at first. So that was the BIFFF. And in terms of timing, it was perfect because the film was finished 2 months ago, and yeah.
Okay, and did you enjoy the audience and the ambience of the festival?
It was devastating in some way, because we will never get an audience like that again, unfortunately. I mean, I felt like going into a soccer game or something. It was so cool. I wish that every screening for the rest of my life would be half as good. Seriously, I'm not exaggerating right now. It was amazing. Yeah.
The music and the ambiance, dude, that was amazing.
I'm so
very
glad to say that. Yeah.
Kung Fu-ish sometime, but we loved it, and we actually sang "True Survivor" at the end of the movie because the music was so, like, it was so cool. Why did you choose such an 80s sound music, and why come up with that now?
That was something I wanted to do from the beginning on, because I think the best, or my favorite zombie movies are out of that period, like, during the 80s. I'm a big John Carpenter fan, for example. I love this synthesizer sounds. And I was really impressed by one film, Attack the Block.
Okay.
And the way they combined synthesizer sounds with strings, which we did too. So that was the basic thing we wanted to have synthesized with sounds combined with strings to give it a cinematic feel. And then at some point, the composer is a very good guitar player. Okay. And we were like, okay, we want to add something. And then we just went wild in the studio. And he started to do all these riffs, and it was so cool. And we were like, okay, this is probably a lot to take in, but we loved it so much that we just decided to keep it in. Of course, it's kind of in a, how do you say, it's a kind of a fashion right now with films like Kung Fury, of course. I just think that all these filmmakers are the same age, like the director of Kung Fury. I think he's also in his early 30s or something. So yeah, we were influenced by that as kids, and I guess if you do a genre like that, you basically want to be a child somehow. And I mean, I was such a big fan of, I don't know, Knight Rider and all these films. So I don't know, that I think there's a reason why it comes back right now.
It's very interesting actually, because when you look at it with Turbo Kid, Kung Fury, and other movies, you are actually creating a new genre, a sub-genre, which is very like old schoolish, and it's very nice to watch. Have you got something to say to your BIFF audience in front of the camera?
Dear BIFF audience, you stole my heart. I had one of the best days in my life yesterday during the screening. It was amazing. Thank you so much. All the honking and shouting and clapping, it was, I wish it could be that for the rest of my life. Thank you so much.
The Solanum is universal. You know that it's the zombie virus, you know.
I've never heard about that.
In Max Brooks.
Come on, of course. How would I come up? How would I come up with that word?